inviting African heads of state into one forum just to talk to them. And people wonder, okay, fine, each of these comes or is a representative of a sovereign country. Why should they appear to be paying homage to one leader from Asia or Europe? Do you see any validity in these kinds of discussion, given the fact that they tend to appear more domineering? An example is being given of that session at Taifa Hall yesterday, where the French president talked about lack of respect from those attending the event because there were mamas in the crowd. Imagine if this was in France, what kind of treatment would they go through?
Fred, it's not happening for the first time, but there's something very special about this summit. I would want to compare it with the BAMBA conference of 1955, where countries from Africa and Asia came together, but they came together on the basis of political independence and fighting for sovereignty. At that time, there was that kind of Cold War. There was the Eastern Bloc and Western Bloc. So for their own advantage and agitation towards getting independence and getting free, they established some kind of relationships. Interestingly, today, I want to give credit to President William Ruto for having this high-profile diplomatic venture. Because unlike the BAMBA conference, this conference, this summit in particular, is focused on Africa's interest and Africa's economic development. Like we're talking about agriculture, which is said to be the backbone of our economy. We are talking about collective interest as African countries. For example, we've seen situations whereby international loans or debts to Africa are considered high risk. Yet we are the biggest trading bloc that anyone can ever engage with. Therefore, this advantage of being in some situation of being unaligned of sorts gives us advantage in terms of competitive advantage, because we can engage with China as far as our interests are concerned and engage with France or the United States so that there is no monopolization of interest. There is no situation whereby one country can think that it can over-domineer the interests of Africa. So we have a higher bargaining power. And then there's also that advantage that France, facing challenges within West Africa, especially with the countries like Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, they find now this new situation that they'll have to engage other countries. So for us, we have an advantage whereby we are dealing with the West, the traditional allies like the United Kingdom and the United States. Then we are also having China as a trading partner. Remember, when you talk about the Belt and Road initiative, China counts on Kenya as the main entry point into Africa. So we are actually at the center of many operations from different countries. So we're like the most prestigious client on the market. Therefore, that gives us a very strong competitive advantage against other countries or against those people that we're engaging with. Therefore, I think President William Ruto has made a very good move in ensuring that Kenya hosts this. And again, he has also been on the forefront fighting for Kenya to have a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. And that means a lot. And by engaging one of the five strong powers of the United Nations Security Council, which is France, you have an advantage of someone who is likely to fight for you to get that seat. Because Africa is talking about having 2 seats. And obviously, if those two seats are given in, then there's a likelihood that Kenya will get that seat. And it's very advantageous to us as Africa and particularly to us as Kenya. Okay. Yeah.
Let me welcome Wakili Harrison Kinyanjui to this conversation. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure your idea about this kind of relationship with Europe and other countries is something we'd want to hear. Because there are critics who see this as just another attempt at imperialism.